Diamond Matter channel, welcome. Right, today I'm going to be reviewing some cheap tools I bought online. Made in China, bought them from Aliexpress website, so mass produced, not high quality, but I didn't just buy anything. I chose the ones that I thought could be good. So these got potential to be very helpful at the bench. So I'm especially interested in these little discs. These will be a replacement for my kind of stone cut-off discs I use quite a lot on my videos. These are great, I use them all the time, but they are very brittle, so they take a bit of practice to learn to use before you can break them. If these metal ones are as good, or even better, great, they're really cheap. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using those. So I've got a selection, a few tools, I'm going to go through them, see what's what, and check out the quality and see if they work nicely. I'll get into it after I say thank you to these new patrons we got. Got Gillian Davies, Fernando Borges, and a new one today, Adeline Lamette. Thank you very much, guys, really appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons. I ask for patrons on the channel because financial contributions enable me to continue the videos. And I was a professional jeweller in England for over 20 years, and I was trained up. I had to make mounts perfectly. I specialise in making the mounts, that's why I'm Diamond Mounter. I make the mounts and I had to make them really perfectly for very expensive gemstones for very wealthy customers. I had really good training, really good experience, and always pushed for year after year after year. Every piece I made, I was always had pressure on me to do a better job, find a better way, be more accurate, make it quicker, make it stronger, make it more beautiful, and make it more perfectly. So I had a lot of good training over the years. And after moving to Japan, I'm in Japan now, I want to keep my skills alive. So I created this channel to share what I learned over the years, and I can teach other people, encourage other people to up their game, skill level wise, and yeah, hopefully spread the knowledge of making jewellery to a high standard. So that's what this channel's about. So I'll show you everything I bought. So these, you can see, is like teeth there. I would not want that spinning in my mouth. Way too big. I'm gonna slice your gums open. But anyway, designed as a dentist tool. You can see his teeth on there. They all came out of the packet, so basically that's what they came in. I bought a selection of a few of them, so I'll be testing those out. Bought 2 packs of these, little assortment of burrs. Oh, sorry, round ones there, and then a little assortment, different shapes in that one. I'm expecting these to cut really well a few times, but then maybe go blunt really quickly, but you never know. Let's see what they're like. And then I bought a selection of these. Only these ones are going to fit in my handpiece, my micromotor, because the other ones that arrived, the size of them, really chunky. So I can't use those at the bench, not with my drill. Poorly made. Like you can see, they just dipped in quickly, and I got a blob of that diamond coated stuff. Not flat at all on top. The quality is really down on these, really clearly. But they might be useful. Anyway, I'll test them out and see what happens. So that's what we're looking at today. So I just want to talk a little bit about things made in China. I think made in China is unfairly dismissed as being low quality, poor quality, or undesirable, or the like. I think a lot of people in Europe and America enjoy a nicer life. They can have nicer things because of the low production costs of products made in China. And there's a lot of stuff we enjoy and you take for granted, and you may just kind of ignore the fact that it was made in China. Like in your mind, made in China is bad, but your iPhone, it will say on the back, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. What's wrong with the quality of that? This is an iPhone 5, this is an old one, and the quality of it is amazing. It still works fine. It's a nice solid thing. I can get my loop, look at all the edges, the gaps around the buttons and stuff. Buttons still feel really good. Everything works fine. A well-made product from years ago. They're probably even better now. A lot of the clothes you're wearing, made in China. I know for a fact, a lot of big designer brands for jewellery, I mean, they're kind of forgivable. When they're selling worldwide, they have to produce as much as possible and get it to all the places where it's sold around the world, like all the major cities all around the world. They have to have the same product everywhere. And China are the manufacturing powerhouse of the world. If anyone can do it, China can do it, and they can do it cheaper than everyone else as well. And I remember at work in London, a customer bought in something they got, which they knew was fake. They knew it was a replica, but they just couldn't believe how good it was. So they were a previous customer of ours, so they brought it in to show us. It was a bangle. And we looked at it. It was amazing. It was proper amazing. It was nothing wrong with it at all. Like proper gold, well made, diamonds, good quality, set perfectly. Had the, I don't want to say the brand, there's no reason why I can't, I'm going to not just in case. The brand perfectly engraved inside. And it makes you wonder whether they are actually made in China anyway, and then those factories are a little bit corrupt and they produce their own to sell on the black market. And I reckon that happens with sneakers, with trainers as well. I actually know someone, a guy I met, I don't really call him a friend, but someone I met, an acquaintance from London, actually moved to New York to become one of the designers for Nike. And some of his designs sold out really quickly. There'd just be a limited run of just like a few hundred, like very small numbers. But I bet you can find them on the black market. So I literally think the factories that produce them, the real ones, also produce the fake ones, because they've got the designs, they've got all the blueprints to do them. So I think those words "made in China" on the back of a product are unfairly demonized. I think the highest quality clothes you're wearing, the highest quality jewellery, the highest quality sneakers, the most expensive electrical products around your house, they're made in China as well. So it's unfair to assume that made in China means bad or poor quality. It's probably more often than not associated with the highest quality available. But I like to look for positives in anything. Like it feels like on the internet, from what I see on the news, a lot of people are putting all their energy into be anti and against something in the world. I try to see some positive in everything. So even China's government have some questionable behaviour. There are some good things about China. Chinese people, they are a nation of craftsmen, and they are the masters of production and manufacturing in the world. So that's one good thing to say about China. And yeah, if you're worried about how China treats their people, have a close look at your own government as well, because they're probably watching what China does to their people and they want to do that to you. So keep a lid on what your government can and can't do to you. Right, let's get into this video. So I am most interested in these discs, so it might just be naively hopeful, but I do kind of believe they're going to be good. I'm going to test it out on this. Just got this out the graveyard of previous pieces made on YouTube videos. That hole's perhaps a little bit too small, but I did go through fine. Probably better too tight than too loose. Alright, I like this. It's not so thin. If you've got one of these and it doesn't quite tighten up, you might need to put a little washer. It doesn't have to be a ready-made washer. You can just put a bit of metal, drill a hole in it, and then just... we can shorten your screw, I guess, as well. It might be easier. Anyway, I'll shut up. Skim on the side. It's got a coarser finish than I would have guessed. Oh, it's really nice going into a sharp corner though. Oh yeah. Okay, this is good. I don't know how long it's going to last, but if we're going right up to a sharp corner, really good. I have seen these in catalogues for jewelers parts. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, this is a tool I'm going to be using in the future. Okay, happy with that. I had a good feeling about that. I'm glad that worked. So next I'm going to try these out. These look really poorly made, and having a close look at them as well. This will be a difference with this kind of thing when they're cheap or expensive. Oh my god, that's horrible. It's really lumpy on there. So that means I might be expecting to put that inside a collet or something and flatten it really nicely. I'm just scoring deep lines on there. That's going to be horrible. This one's a bit better, but nowhere near good enough. Oh, this one's better. This one might actually be alright. Basically, there's kind of like electrolysis, like got like a liquid, I guess, full of little bits of diamond grit. Not as diamondy as a proper one. So a quick look at this one. This one's more diamondy, but more lumpy as well. This is the best one. Let me just try this one first. So yeah, the shanks look a mess as well. These are quite clearly poor quality. So let's just put this on and see what happens. It feels scratchy and horrible, but that is working all right. I imagine it might not last very long. That might start to come off. Let's try this big horrible one first. Second. I mean, no, this one's like, I can really feel that lump cutting into that horribly. This has potential to ruin something I'm working on. If I wanted to get it really flat before doing some polishing, I might score a big line in it and then give myself a load of work to do. And then Doesn't come out very nicely as well because there's a lump of that stuff on the end. Yeah, these are as good as I hoped. These are as horrible as I imagined. I literally can't put that down flat. It's just such a big lump on there. I mean, they're worth having. They might have that moment where I need that shape thing to cut a little lip inside a channel set or bezel set or something. Worth having, but not really impressed with them. These look better made. The smaller versions look. Won't bother testing those. But yeah, these other ones. Look at the state of that. And then last but not least, or maybe least, we don't know, got these. They actually look like, from that watch I worked on, these actually look like titanium and they feel light. These might actually be titanium. So that'll be fun. That might be a good sign for them working well. Never know. Let's try them out. They leave a kind of matte finish compared to the like Burr quality ones. But they work really well. Let me just rip into it now. Right, so I did quite a bit of damage to that metal there. Now I'm going to loop it, see if I can see any... There is no evidence of those going blunt. I know that was only a relatively small amount of work. I reckon these are good. Tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep using it for all my jobs and then note how quickly it goes blunt. Let's try some of these funny shaped ones. So I'm quite happy with these. These are better than I expected. This is great. Look at this. This works amazing. Alright, okay. Pleasantly surprised. These are good. These are really, really good. Okay, these little triangular ones, little coney ones are prone to go blunt on the corners quite quickly. I mean, there's nothing to dislike about this. It's not like it's gripping or pulling more than the others. It just seems to be working the same, but not at least slightly different finish. It's not quite as bright. But this is just shaping metal anyway. You'd be papering things and rubber wheeling and polishing after this anyway, so. I mean, I'm not seeing or feeling anything worse about these. I literally might buy some more. I'll double check what I paid for these and then I'll compare them to what I last paid for this kind of set. So I found a Burr one, comparing it side by side with the from China one. It's the nearest one I've got that's new as possible in a similar size, so it's my best comparison. Okay, through my 10 times loop, can you tell which one's which? The one on the left looks a bit newer, that's the China one. But can you see is finished a bit more rough, bit more of a rough surface finish than the Burr. That's why it's leaving a different finish. The Burr sort of polishing a bit more. So that was it, a quick test and review of these tools I bought. When I'm doing the editing, I will find out what I paid for these and then I'll compare them to what you've got to pay for the equivalent from Burr or some other brand that's making the higher quality usual standard that us jewellers use. And we compare whether it's worth it or not. You want to buy the cheap ones, or you want to buy the longer, tried and tested ones, which are likely going to cut. They're going to be cut a bit sharper, made a bit nicer, might last a bit longer. But comparing that to something that's going to be like half the price or less than half the price, you got to be a bit tempted to go for the cheap one sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching. If you mind clicking like and subscribe, help the channel grow. And thanks again to all the patrons, all the Diamond Mountain members as well. I see you and notice all you. Yeah, appreciate all the contributions to the channel, enabling me to make more videos. Yeah, cool. Hope you join me again on next upload. See you then, bye.